what you're going to pull from some of the past mayors, even Mayor Swearingen, and then how you'll differentiate yourself going in the future for your own personal legacy?
Let me say that, first of all, Mayor Swearingen has been a major success story for her 8 years on Fresno. She's moved Fresno in a totally different direction. And I was a part, we both came on in 2009, and that included the passing of the 2035 general plan, the first general plan in 50 years that did not extend the sphere of influence that focused on revitalization of older neighborhoods. Downtown has been totally transformed, but it's only the start. Fulton Street still being opened up. So I intend over the next 4 to 8 years to implement that vision that she had and do my own too. And we all may have the same final goal, but there's different ways of getting there. So our styles are different, but my goal would be to implement that vision that she started. And even going back to Mayor Otry, when he demonstrated the nexus between education and our city government to work closer ties with our school system, Fresno Unified, Clovis Unified, Central, State Center, Fresno State. I think that's important because there's a definite tie-in to where we go as a city.
How would you advise the city council to handle the impending water fees for developers that was tabled in the previous meeting?
You had to answer that question. That is to be determined. I mean, a lot of the water fees and the water situation in general is being driven by the state of California. The state Sustainable Groundwater Management Act is really going to govern that. As you know, we recently passed a very important deal with FID, an arrangement to carry water and with the city of Fresno, something that was done for probably 30 or 40 years on a month-to-month basis. That's now on a contract. So there's a lot of big things. What we did as a city over the past 2 years in terms of building the Southeast Surface Water Treatment Plant, the water infrastructure, the $500 million program, and the water reclamation are going to put Fresno at the forefront in water. Fresno is probably the best positioned city in California on water going into the future because the new rules are very onerous and it's going to be very difficult for certain cities to manage under this new system.
You talked about economy on your pathway here. One of the first things you want to do with the economy present?
Well, one of the first things I'm going to do, and I met with my chief of staff yesterday, is we did the Economic Expansion Act last year. And the Economic Expansion Act is a blueprint for job growth, creating thousands of jobs for Fresno. The recent decision by Ulta and by Amazon to consider e-commerce centers here are a direct result of the performance-based incentives that are outlined in the Economic Expansion Act. It's a very progressive, very smart way to grow jobs, but we need to advertise that. So we're working on a kind of a branding, a marketing to get this out across the country to the business world that Fresno is business friendly, Fresno's welcoming businesses here, whether they be a large business like Amazon, whether it be the guy across the street that wants to start a sandwich shop. We're going to try to make business easy for everyone.
In terms of economic development, water, groundwater management, and drinking water supplies, the economy and water don't necessarily mind municipal boundaries. What sort of things do you have in mind to increase cooperation with the Board of Supervisors, like Sal over there?
Sal, yo.
Nathan and Buddy
We got 3 of them here. When Now that's a good question, Tim. And actually, 4 of the Board of Supervisors have endorsed me. We worked actively together. I'm very optimistic with our new board, with Sal and Nathan and Buddy and Andreas and Brian. We're going to have probably one of the best relationships between the city and the county in probably 50 years. Because in my time, we never had a joint meeting. There's crucial issues like land use planning, Fresno County Jail, and water that we need to get together as 2 bodies. And I think everybody in both Fresno County and the city of Fresno will benefit from a better relationship. And the best way to put that is in the water situation where my resident expert, Buddy Mendez, who's advised me all during the campaign, I'll look to people like Buddy for his advice and try to make this better for everybody. But we're all in this together, and it's not just Fresno and Fresno County, it's Kings, Tulare, this whole region. And my job is to push that agenda, and because ag still the number one industry in this county, and water is absolutely essential. So I'll use the bully pulpit of this position to advocate for that.
Last question.
Why should a company outside of Fresno consider Fresno?
Well, I think Fresno has a lot to offer. It's got we don't have snow here. We don't have hurricanes. It gets a little hot in the summertime, but I think we had a great workforce. We're an improving economy. We're an improving city. We're taking pride in what we're doing. You know, Fresno is one of the top 25 in job creation. So we must be doing something right that both small business and large ones like Amazon, Nordstrom's, Ulta, all consider Fresno as a potential site. And this is only the beginning, right, Larry? Yeah. No, we want to, after 4 years, 8 years, I want to see Fresno under 10% unemployment continually. And if we can do that, we can transform this economy and, more importantly, address, the underlying poverty that I've said time and time during the campaign, to find ways to lift people. And again, I don't want to lower the bar. I want to raise the bar for the city of Fresno.
Folks, that's it. We invite you back 10 o'clock.